Jumbo Africa. Jumbo Africa, we are back again here on African Football Connect. Wow, very soon we'll be talking about episode 20, guys. Very soon, episode 20. And no. I think
last we're not having fun, they say.
Yeah. We're just short of the ching.
Okay,
short of the ching.
It's coming.
No.
Sponsors may be on your timeline.
Yes. Just right there.
Yeah.
Just right there. And we are just less than 2 weeks, I think, to the new season now, or just around 2 weeks into the new season, because we're going to go past this weekend and the next weekend. The following weekend is the new season.
Yeah.
So, no. Soon people will be talking results.
Because he keeps on saying they're cooking. We want to see what they're cooking. We want to see what they're cooking there, training there.
Yes.
This is the moment people have been waiting for, to get the features out and the internet features out. And so we just, next month, on the 2nd, on the 3rd, the big boys. We start with the big boys first.
Yeah.
The people that put proper, proper foot on front. The other ones will work from TV.
We'll come later.
So who do you mean that will watch on TV?
No, we don't know.
The specific place.
I think he's going to say they know themselves.
If you play 30 games and you're not there, on top page.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. So.
Okay. But talking of big things and big teams, well, the WAFCON is on. We're just going to touch on the results from the group stages, how it finished as well. And we'll also, I think I also saw the group stages 11 as well. I think Banyana has got 4 players in that team. We'll see how many Super Falcons players are also there. And obviously the quarterfinals are taking place. They say this is when the real WAFCON is starting now. This week on Friday. Yesterday I was at Witbooi University, Dr. Kaizer Motaung. People are saying it's Doctor.
Yeah, was this the second one?
Yes, the second one. And also long overdue, that one as well. And also we have coaches also speaking out against showboating. We talk about Rulani has moved the PSL Awards. I saw a lot of debates yesterday, and I saw another columnist today and as well. Nkota moving to Saudi Arabia, and Kaizer Chiefs, I think they are wrapping up their tour in Holland today, and obviously London Pirates will wrap up their tour later this week. But I think let's start with the WAFCON, guys. Any surprises on your side, Zizo, when you look at the lineup in the quarterfinals?
No, not really. Firstly, my attention has always been, mainly been on Banyana. I think that performance in the last match, very strong. You in a tournament, you always want to arrive at the knockout stages on the back of an emphatic win, and they've done very well. I just don't know how the dynamics of the tournament works. I want to see Nigeria. When Nigeria is through as group winners of Group B, then they play the second place team in Group A, which is
Zambia.
Yeah.
You must be very afraid. No. You must be very afraid.
Zambia must
Barbara Banda is going to do something.
You can't have one-man show in the big tournament like this. One-woman show, I mean. But for me, I just feel like, Nigeria, for this tournament, they really prepare. You can see, even against Algeria, they struggle. They struggle to get that goal, but you can see a team that really, have the quality, to score goals, and they want to win, So I just feel this tournament, it's for them to lose.
Yes.
You have Banyana too that are doing very well. The last game they played, they really showed that the defending champion. They stamped their authority, They show that no, we are here to win this tournament. So it's gonna be a very tough tournament, but we expected. The teams that are through now, we expected them to be there. The only new phase was the Ghanaian team, for a very long time they haven't been in the quarterfinals. They are there. So it's balanced now. Now, yeah, this is where tournament starts.
And you know, Banyana are playing against Senegal in the quarterfinal. And this is the Senegalese team that had won 4-0 in the opening game against DRC. But went on to lose against Morocco and also against Zambia. Narrow losses, I must say, in terms of how things went there, in terms of the goals that were scored. But there's something that Coach Des is saying about how competitive this WAFCON has become, and also African football in general, that I want us to listen to as she looks ahead to the Senegal game.
Senegal, well, we had a bit of eye on that, but it was all about getting the result in this one. We got a couple of days to really have a good look, but they've shown in a very difficult group that they can tough it out for the best. So we have to be at our absolute best to get a result, because the game's not going to be easy once again. I don't think any game has been easy at WAFCON. It's shown that the continent, the teams on the continent are improving day by day, week by week. So we got to be really on top of our game against Senegal. They've shown against Zambia a very tight game, against Morocco a very tight game. So we got to be at our best. But tonight was a statement. We've shown what we can do, but we've got to be even better in all those departments. Because when you look at the FIFA international windows, every window there's countries playing. I mean, Malawi were not even here, but they were preparing for their 2026 qualifier, which is in October. So all the countries are utilizing that, and I've got to take my hat off and applaud the federations that are giving the countries that opportunity. The investment that has been done. You can see we played Mali in 2018. They have some players here, about 8 or 9 players here that played against us in 2018, but it shows how they've grown. These strikers just signed a contract to go play in the NWSL. So, more and more players are raising their hands, more and more players are being scouted from the continent, and not just scouted, they're starting in these big teams. So just keep on growing and keep on moving, and that is good. It's good that it's not a one-sided tournament where you can predict an outcome, because you can't really predict an outcome. The games are so tight, and it's one moment of magic or one moment of madness or a mistake by someone, and then that's a goal. It shows how tight the games are. Look, we didn't want to move. It's a disruption when you move from the one city to the other city. So we wanted to make sure that we stay here. We've had a really good stay here. We've had a good reception here. The people have been very welcoming wherever we've gone. So we feel at home here. It's the first time we've been in Oujda. We've been to Rabat and Casablanca, but it's the first time we've been here, and we've been very welcomed here. As I said earlier, it's not about giving everybody an opportunity, but it's about keeping players fresh as well. We thought at half-time that, we were in control, and we made changes at the right times, and a big up to the technical team that's behind on the bench. We made the changes at the right time to make sure also that we manage the minutes of the players, because there's some players that have played 2 90s. I think Bambanani's played 3 90s, Karabu's played 3 90s, Fikile's played 3 90s. So we're trying to manage the minutes. Unfortunately, you cannot replace everyone because you're only allowed a certain amount of substitutes. But we wanted to make sure that we manage the minutes and make sure that we keep players fresh, because we know, the games are coming thick and fast now, and it's a game where if you don't get a result, you're on your way home. So we wanted to make sure that we keep those players fresh as well, to make sure that we get ready for the knockout stages, because, like they say, the competition starts now more than anything, and we need to keep our players as fresh as possible, because you could end up going to 120 minutes and penalties, and that's not just taxing on the body but draining mentally and physically as well. So we just wanted to make sure that we give players some time and give others a little bit more time to rest and manage the minutes.
I think I also relate to what she's saying, because if you remember the previous game we played against Tanzania, they held us to a 1-1 draw. Yeah. Ghana went on to beat Senegal. In fact, went on to beat the same Tanzanian team 4-1. And Ghana struggled against. They struggled against Mali. They drew against Mali, and we went on to beat Mali 4-0. So it's also something to say. Even as Banyana are preparing to meet Senegal, there is no therefore in this tournament.
No, there can be. Tournament football is like that, really. it's cliched, but every game as it comes. And also we know tournament football, knockout stages, no second chances. It's very important that they need to, as I said, it's good that they are going in there on the back of such an emphatic performance where they've scored goals, they were in control, they dominated. Pretty much, I know there's no such thing as a perfect football match, but it was a near perfect performance. The spirits will be very, very high from the ladies, and it's just an issue of going there and then trying to finish the job. I'm also interested to see if maybe the coach may be tempted to start with Leda Makhaya. It's a match where you can't really afford to make mistakes. Early goal, set you up, settle the nerves a little bit. Knockout matches are always like that, with pressure, knowing that if you lose, you go home, and that kind of thing. And also the goalkeeping situation, which has been really a much talking point for the national team of South Africa. I don't know which way she's going to go this time around. The fact of changing goalkeepers has been a huge talking point. Those are the two things which I think needs to happen. But overall, I'm really, really happy. Senegal is not going to be easy. As you're saying that, there's no therefore. You can't say because you beat this one, that other one lost to other one, then you will be able to win the next match. It's just an issue of going there, professional approach, and trying to win the match.
Which brings me to this point, because Zozo is talking about the goalkeeping situation. The coach goes with this goalkeeper, Andile, or also Kaylin for this game. And I've listened to her saying, especially against, I think it was against Tanzania. She was saying because they needed to build from the back. How important is this thing of having to choose a certain goalkeeper for certain type of play in a tournament?
For me, I think, going to the tournament, she has a number one in her mind, that this is my number one. And you have to stick with that. Coming to the tournament to try to say you want to build from the back, you want go to the tournament to win a tournament. And for you to win a tournament, you need a good goalkeeper. And a good goalkeeper is a half team. And Andile have proven that. 2 clean sheets. I mean, she makes big saves.
But she makes an argument that they want to play in a certain way because of how the opposition forms up.
But what do you want? You want to play a certain way and get a draw or lose, or you want to play a proper tournament game and win and get a clean sheet? Because you always have goals in you.
Sure.
So I just feel like when you go to a tournament's about 6-7 games. Probably 6 games, for you to win the tournament. So for you to go and build, you can build in the qualifiers. When you play these friendly games, start building from there. When you go to a real tournament, you have your number one. In anywhere in the whole world, number one goalkeeper, because you have to get used to the defenders. And to be a number one, you have to earn it. And Andile in that number one. To keep a clean sheet in why you change something that is not broken? If you have a clean sheet, your argument is for you to keep a clean sheet. How you keep it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So building from the back.
And I think you are making a very good point that this is a tournament.
Yeah.
And you have someone who's been a top goalkeeper, play her, And
because a tournament is not a place where you can.
No, you cannot come to a tournament trying to say you want to build. What are you building from the back to go forward? But you have a goalkeeper that is there keeping a clean sheet, and you're still scoring 4 goals. So what do you want? You want to score goals if you still build from the back. So I just feel like you can make excuse. I understand what she's trying to. She's trying to say that she has 2 number ones. But when you're going to a tournament, you have only 1 number one. Because there's no time for you to change. And the goalkeeper going to tournaments,
And that's what she did at the World Cup. Didn't she have a number one over the World Cup?
Exactly.
And that number one played the match at the World Cup.
Exactly. Now, I'm looking at the quarterfinals. Very interesting game between Nigeria and Zambia. And when you look at South Africa, Zambia, Morocco, Nigeria, all on 7 points. So ideally, these are teams that you'd have to see them in the semi-finals. But unfortunately, the lack of the draw, it means that between the Copper Queens and the Super Falcons.
No, between Super Falcons and Super Queens. Put Super Falcons first.
Here we go again.
No. Super Falcons will be first.
No.
There's only one team going to semi-finals.
Oh, okay.
Okay, who is meeting Super Falcons in semi-finals? That's where
I think in the semi-finals I'm meeting the Copa Queens.
You must first of all pass that Senegalese team.
Yeah.
That Senegalese team.
Yeah.
This is a knockout. You know.
No. Can we stick to? We've spoken about that.
Okay, yes. Falcon meeting Banyana.
Yes.
You come. Just try to win your game. We're waiting for you. We play 7 o'clock. We play 5 o'clock. So you playing 8 o'clock. So we wait for you. You come in to meet us. We prepare nice place for you.
But I think for me, this is one game that I consider it to be a semi-final before the semi-final. Looking at what I've just said first, that both teams got 7 points. Yeah. And even though they finished second, it was maybe due to a goal difference issue in their group, Zambia. And I guess in terms of the quality, because when you look at who's this lady?
Grace.
Not Grace, man. The most expensive.
Oh yeah, her name escapes me now.
Because when you look at the players that they've got, besides Barbara Banda, there's Rachel Kundananji. She's the most expensive women's footballer today, after she was bought in the US. So you look at Grace Chanda as well. They've got a number of quality players in their team, and so is the Super Falcons. Yeah. So there's a lot at stake in this game.
No, it's a big game. It's a big game. You know, I mean, I think, Zambia is a very good team. You know, Nigeria need to respect them very well. You know, but the Super Falcon has that, that aura within the team that, even Ashola now, so if she's not sure on her position now because in the last game, he has a disciplinary issue with the coach and they're trying to sort that internally. But I don't think he's going to start the next game because, you have players that came in from the bench and contributed, scored goals and played very well. So Nigerians, with the fans and everyone in Nigeria say, no, if you give someone opportunity, and she take it, you have to start with her, And you have a lot of good players, most especially the one from Liverpool there, and she did very well, contributed, scored in the first game. And I think, they have a lot of players that can contribute with her. Because with Ashola there, she's a very, very good player. But a lot of teams now know that Nigeria want to play through her. So now she's been marked, properly. But with other players now, they haven't made that name like Ashola. So I think, playing other players, she coming in as a substitute can still help the team. But for now, I just think that they need to find other way to beat team. Because, knockout game now, you don't need to experiment. We're talking about, with the goalkeeping scenario with the Banyana team. So you need to play your best team out for you to win because it's a knockout game. It's a once-off game. You don't want to regret anything.
Yeah, and I think lastly on Banyana's, so it's also important to see how some players coming from the bench and also some of the players maybe who might not have started in this tournament, the likes of Salgado. In fact, let's listen to Salgado before we talk more about her.
I think we did have a bumpy start, but it's normal. We came together in this tournament from our clubs, and we just made sure that what the coaches wanted us to do at training, we tried to implement in the field. Some days things won't go to plan, but definitely in our last game we showed that our hard work at training is paying off and we are looking at something bigger. And I think it came together at the perfect time. Going into quarters, we're ready, we know what's expected of us. The team started to gel together a lot more. We understand each other much better as well. So I think going into the next few games, the next game, we are ready mentally and physically. We know what's at stake. So we're just going to give our best and top of that performance that we left up from the last game. Like I mentioned, every team is coming out to beat us as being defending champions. So it's not going to be an easy one, but we definitely going to go out there and give our best and look for victory, of course. It's not going to be easy. We're going to need each other. We're going to need our fans, the support from South Africans, backing us and being behind us no matter the outcome. Just know that we'll go out there and give 100%. We won't stop working until we get the result that we want. We've managed to watch a few clips. Obviously, they've been in tournaments as well, so we watch our positions. We do a lot of video sessions as well to analyze them, so that we can have a game plan going into the game. We just have to go out there, stick to the plan that we come up with, and give our best. It's a very crucial game. We have our country behind us, expecting us to do well and give them good results, but also ourselves. We owe it to ourselves. We work so hard to be where we are now, and we want to defend the title. Everyone is on the same page. Everyone has the same goal. So it's a very crucial 3 points that we need. Well, a win, let me say, that we need in order to go into the next step. Of course, it was very disappointing. Didn't expect that to happen, but it's football, it's part of the game. Very heartbreaking, but happy to be where I am now. It took a lot of work to get back into the squad and make sure I'm at the right level to be here. I had a lot of support from my family. They always stood by me and made sure that I keep pushing and I never give up on my dream. So just being here, it's a real honor, and also I couldn't have done it without God. God has been by my side. He strengthened me and helped me through this process. I'm just happy to be here.
And how was it like being on the pitch for the first time? It was against Mali, right?
Yeah,
in
it was incredible.
the WAFCON.
Yes, my first WAFCON. Obviously, taking the pitch was incredible. Just stepping onto the field, taking in that moment, and I knew I was hungry to play. It's something I've been looking forward to. So I went out there and gave my best, and hopefully I can get more minutes and just make it a memorable tournament and come back with the cup.
I'm happy to see Salgado coming out of age, because she's been one player who's always been out there, but maybe injuries have also not been kind to her as well. But Salgado, you look at Nkota, in fact, Nonhlanhla Mthandi, you just look at the number of players who come from that bench. And I know now there's the Dali.
the Dali, the new one.
The Dali, Donnelly, maybe because of...
because of the looks, maybe, I don't know.
Yes, because I don't think this is our football now anymore. But I think this is what you need also from Banyana. You need the eye candy. You need the eye candy. But also with the skills and the goals.
At the end of the day, it's football.
To see us scoring there. But I think what I'm happy about, it is not just about the usual suspects now. That we need Jermaine. Jermaine is still there with key passes, key assists, and also the captain Rufilo coming. But I think it's good to see the likes of Linda and everyone, but also the new talent emerging as well.
Yeah, no, it's very important. And I'm talking about Salgado. She has been around the team for a very long time. I think over the years she has gained experience. She has been to a couple of tournaments, played in some of the big matches and that kind of thing. So if you have that kind of depth coming on the bench and also fresher and younger players coming through, we spoke about it here a few weeks ago that the turnaround is quite interesting, because also next day, we start with the World Cup. So these younger players that are not starting players now, that are on the fringes of the starting lineup, will gain valuable experience from this tournament, so that when we shift focus to the World Cup, maybe if Rufilo is not continuing, Jermaine is not continuing, I don't know what Linda's thinking about going forward. So if those stalwarts of the team are not available, or they are not starting players anymore, we have got a crop of younger players who are coming through, which is very good. And it's the same thing which is happening with the boys now. We have got a very, very good crop of under-17s and under-20s that you can feel going forward.
Sure.
The national team is in good hands, because these boys, they've been exposed to higher level junior football, international, and it wouldn't be much of a problem for them to progress to the senior national teams. So it's very important to have depth like that.
And now we are starting to export again, especially when it comes to the boys. We'll get to that discussion later on. So now, gents, let's move out of this discussion and we come with predictions. There's 4 matches to be played. We're just looking for 4 semi-finalists, starting with a game between Morocco and Mali.
Host country, first game they really a little bit shaky, but during the tournament they pick up very well. I think Morocco will go through for that. Morocco, because Mali, I'm not too convinced in Mali.
No, let me agree with my coach. The stadium will be full, and also I think host nations don't have the right to progress, but it's also important for the host nation to progress. to keep the tournament alive.
Okay. Well.
No, jump that. Jump Falcon.
I'm only the mediator. Right? So
Skip the Falcon one.
Algeria, Ghana.
Whew. Yeah, that's tough. But you would feel Ghana looks like they're up for this.
Yes.
I think women's football.
Because even in our game, as much as we beat them, but they were there, they were present.
Yeah, I think finally the people are taking women's football seriously in the country. So I'd love to see Ghana go through.
Against Algeria, I also fancy Ghana.
Yeah.
Against Algeria.
Now, Algeria, straight up. Ghana, the end of the road for Ghana.
Ow!
They tried. At least they make it.
I think I know where this one is coming from. This one is political.
Ghana.
This one is political.
It's a jollof rice.
Yeah, this one is
No,
political.
Ghana, we
Yeah.
sorted Ghana. We don't try to win Ghana again. The female team beat our female team beat Ghana.
It's a jollof derby.
The male team beat Ghana, so there's no rivalry with Ghana.
But
again.
also you must know politically there are similar intentions between Ghana and Nigeria people.
Yeah.
I know where it's
They
coming
must
from.
go back. They tried. They already, at least, the quarterfinal is okay.
The Black Queens. Like that.
Yeah, it's okay.
But they won 4-1 in the last game, eh?
No, that's the last game. This proper. We're talking about the proper tournament now. This proper tournament. Algeria, we wipe them.
Okay, so let's move. We're not going to play. It's not going to change his mind.
Okay. Greg Itavia, Nigeria's finest. Super Falcons, Copper Queens.
Let's go to the next.
Let's start with you.
Oh, this one. This match is good enough to be a final.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's two top teams. Top players on both sides, and then you also have got top individual players, individual players on both sides.
Yes.
This one I don't know.
No.
To the people at home, I really don't know.
I smell an upset.
No.
This one I don't know, but I mean, if you really, press me.
Yeah. Niger.
I'll go with Zambia.
Boss, no. Boss, I just feel like, for me, I don't want to say anything. I see you guys next week. I see you in the semi-finals. I wait for you in the semi-finals.
Let me go with my neighbor.
Okay.
Let me go with
I think
Shipolo Polo.
Copper Queens.
No. I wait for you.
Yeah, Shipolo Polo. Copper Queens.
I'm waiting for Banyana.
Sorry, Okama.
No. There's no upset.
Banyana, Senegal.
No, Banyana, straight up. Because they're top, man.
Obvious.
They're top. They're defending champion. They have been playing very well. Play the right players in the quarterfinals. You need to go to the semi-finals. There's no experiment there in the quarterfinals. It's a knockout stage now. Put your best players on the pitch. And I think they're going to be too strong for Senegal.
Yes.
Banyana straight up.
Straight up, ne? Yeah. So yesterday, now as we move out of this discussion, yesterday also attended the ceremony where Dr. Kaizer Motaung was honored at Wits University by the Faculty of Commerce and Law, where he became the honorary doctor of commerce there at Wits University. But I just want to get this as someone who came into this country in the early 2000s. Just your impression. What do you know of Dr. Kaizer Motaung?
For me, when I was in Nigeria, there's the history, and just to read about him, he was in America, and he was a top player. And for me, the contribution personally coming to the country in terms of seeing what he has contributed, not for only Chiefs as a football club, but I mean for the country as a whole. And when Chiefs are on top form and top shape, I think everything goes a little bit cheaper. So for him as a person, I think he has contributed a lot for South Africa as a whole. And me, I talk about in terms of soccer. Kaizer Chiefs have been one of the big teams. Even when I was in Nigeria, I can see the way the team is run. And I know this institution, we don't call it a football club, ordinary football club. It's a big institution, and he's one of the big contributors for this club.
Zizo, you are chasing, I think, 3 decades now, covering the game in the
You're giving
country.
away my age now.
And taking nothing away from also maybe the time when you are growing up, but especially now that you have been covering the game, how would you describe Dr. Motaung's contribution and influence in South African football in particular?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people do understand how difficult it was just to simply just live in South Africa during apartheid,
Yes.
let alone starting a business. And you know, we really need to show respect. I know Chiefs currently are not in a good space, but it doesn't take away from the hard work that the chairman has gone through to establish this brand. Chiefs is probably the most recognizable brand in South Africa right now.
Yes, yes.
Whether they're winning or they're not winning. You know, growing up on your wall, if you're a kid in the townships, you must have had a picture of a Chiefs player on your wall.
Correct.
On another thing, I remember listening to the speeches when Rachel Maponya passed away, who started Maponya Mall. People just talking about how difficult it was to operate in a country during apartheid, and
Yes.
you know, a lot of people are failing to operate in South Africa right now.
You know, it's interesting what you are saying, because I've listened to Dr. Motaung and I think Dr. Kaizer at some stage, but Dr. Motaung once also shared this story, and some of the people who were back in the game, and they would say that during the apartheid years, they will be talking football. Oh, there will be a big game at Orlando Stadium. Maybe she was playing Pirates at the old Orlando Stadium. And underneath the tunnels, in one of the rooms,
It'll be political meetings.
the political meetings.
Yes.
You know, because remember the political parties were banned.
Yes.
So they couldn't.
People couldn't gather to talk about politics, but you could gather for
Yes.
sports. You know?
So the right time to do that would be when there's football.
Yeah.
And I remember even when he was honored there, when they were going through just some of the speeches, they also spoke about how in 1982 he was part of the delegation that went to the 1982 FIFA World Cup in Spain, where they were continuing to drive the message of promoting boycotting of South Africa.
Yeah.
Because of the apartheid back in those days. So some people don't understand the role that football has played.
No, they don't.
In emancipating people of this country from the apartheid.
No, they don't, and that's why we we really have to show a lot of respect. I know, in football there's banter and that kind of stuff, but I personally refuse to disrespect Dr. Kaizer Motaung. Chiefs can be whatever will be happening to the Chiefs, but the one thing that I will never do is to show disrespect to him. He's somebody who I respect immensely for what he has done for the football in this country. Not only him, some of the people that he was with during those difficult times, and he has raised to go and establish a brand that is very strong and is highly respected on the continent. And I've got no doubt that in the future Chiefs will go back to where it used to be, and it's incumbent on the current generation of footballers that are playing for that club to really get to understand what this thing means. And I hope maybe somewhere, wherever they were in Holland, they get a chance to sit on a computer and watch that ceremony, so that they can see what this man means to the university and to the country.
Yeah, and he's been honored by really top institution
Yes.
in this university.
Yes. So it's very important. I think they owe him a lot to take this club back to where it's supposed to be. Chiefs deserve to be at the top. And, I think, obviously, the chairman is getting elderly now, and, sooner rather than later, this boy needs to win the trophy for him. Or need to win the cup for the league for him.
Yes.
Because it's very, very important
Yes.
that he must do that.
Let's hear from him when he accepted. But also part of what we are hearing from him is also talking about how Chiefs also controls the happy index of this country.
We all know that Rolihlahla Mandela was a Bachelor of Arts degree student at this very institution way back in 1943. So I'm humbled that I accepted this honor 3 days before South Africa celebrates Mandela Day, reminding us that Madiba inspired us and that throughout his life he simply worked for the benefit of those, of others, and to better our nation as well. If we were gathered in a political rally these days, we will be shouting, "Viva Mandela, Viva Mandela." Madiba. Good afternoon. Chancellor Dr. Judy Dlamini, Vice Chancellor Principal Professor Zebulon Vilagazi, Chairperson of Council Mr. Isaac Shomwe, and Council members. My Faculty Dean of Commerce, Law and Management Professor Jason Cohen, SRC President Ms. Nombulelo Chia, ladies and gentlemen, proud parents and fellow South Africans, I'm deeply humbled to stand before you today, accepting this honorary doctorate from this esteemed university. This recognition is not just a testament to my own journey, but also a tribute to the beautiful game of football that has given me so much. As a pioneer of football in South Africa, I'm proud to have played a part in shaping the sports landscape in our country. But one of the most significant challenges I faced was starting Kaizer Chiefs Football Club and building it into the powerhouse it is today. When we founded Kaizer Chiefs in 1970, many thought it was a crazy idea. We had limited resources, no established fan base, and a lot of skepticism about our chances of success. But I believed in the potential of the club and was determined to make it happen. There were many obstacles along the way, like any other journey. We faced financial struggles, logistical challenges, and intense competition from established teams, like my former club, Orlando Pirates. To the graduates, today, I say this: never give up on your dreams. Just as Eleanor Roosevelt puts it, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Whether you are pursuing a career in sports, academia, or any other field, remember that success is within your reach. Stay focused, stay driven, and always believe in yourself. Just be reminded by referring to Franz Fanon, who wrote in his book, The Wretched of the Earth, that each generation must discover its mission, fulfill it or betray it in relative capacity. South Africa is currently facing many challenges, so is the world at large. Therefore, fellow graduates, let us go out there to contribute to addressing these challenges. I picked up 2 examples among the myriads of challenges facing us. 1, high unemployment rates, with recent statistics indicate that over 9% of university graduates are unemployed, and 23% of those with other tertiary qualifications are without jobs. Graduates can help bridge the gap by creating their own opportunities or supporting initiatives that promote employment. 2, Education and poverty go hand in hand, which poses a challenge to the graduates to play a role in addressing educational disparities and poverty by supporting initiatives and mentoring programs. As you go out into the world, I encourage you to make your mark. Be pioneers in your own right, pushing boundaries and breaking down barriers. Use your talents and skills to make a positive impact. On our society. Nelson Mandela taught us that education is the most powerful tool which you can use to change the world, not only your country, but the world. You graduates are the masters of your own destination and architects of your own future. I would like to leave you with a call to action. As graduates of Wits University, you have a unique opportunity to make a difference in your communities. I urge you to get involved in initiatives that promote sports, development, education, and economic empowerment. Use your knowledge and skills to empower others and to create a brighter future for our country. Let us work together to build a society that values excellence, promotes inclusivity, and celebrates the beauty of sport. Let us inspire the next generation of leaders, thinkers, and change makers. In conclusion, I say, stay hungry and stay foolish. This is a mantra by Steve Jobs, which teaches us to pursue a passion, continue learning, seek new knowledge, and don't be afraid to make informed risks in your life. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Wits University for this honor. My love for Wits runs deep, and I've always been impressed by its commitment to academic excellence, innovation, and social responsibility. It is an honor to be recognized by this great institution, and I hope that my contributions to society have made a positive impact. I'm proud to be part of this community, and I hope that my legacy will continue to inspire future generations. I thank you.
I relate to what he's saying there, because I was in Egypt when Chiefs won the Nedbank Cup, and what I was seeing back home was just crazy. You know, and I guess that is the power of the club.
I mean, to that Nedbank Cup final, no, not everyone gave them chance to win that, that Nedbank Cup, and I think the players realized that they need to do something. I think that time it was his birthday or after his birthday, something like that, and at least they came out to win and get a Continental ticket. And you can see the whole country, economy went very sharp. When I mean very sharp, petrol is down, food is down, everything was okay. I mean, Chiefs is an institution, a lot of people love Chiefs. Naturally, it's just a team that, people grow up to watch, and a lot of good players back in the days, the likes of Dr. Khumalo, Brambalo, Ace, so there's a good history, just in this decade, they haven't won something like in terms of the league, but they are still a big, massive club in the country. And, they contribute a lot in terms of a lot of opportunity people to have to get jobs, because when Chiefs play, not in their home games, when they play away games, other clubs, they benefit, in terms of the gate fees and all those stuff, So I think it's a massive club. Everywhere in the whole country is their home, So wherever they play, it's always full, So I just feel like, Chiefs needs to come back to their glory days, and sooner the better.
And also, it's very important for the country, for Chiefs to be a big player on the continent. Can you imagine if constantly you have got Sundowns, Pirates, and Chiefs interchanging, who fighting to qualify for the Champions League? It's very, very important. I mean, in the 2000s and stuff, They won the Mandela Cup, which was then something significant on the continent. And they've sort of just, lost that bite a little bit on the continent. It's very important they must go back now. They're in the Confed Cup next season. I think if they play their cards right there in the Confed Cup, they can go to the knockout stages and they can compete to try and win it. It will be a massive thing for the club.
Yes, and also when you look at just to reach the group stages, and I know later on we're going to talk about how Nkota's move. But also now, especially in the group stages, that's where you also showcase your talent to other leagues and the scouts. And Chiefs has got a lot of youngsters, so they can also make themselves attractive to the market.
And also attracting continental talent to the club.
To the club, quality, not just because you play in Indonesia and then you come here. But quality players, playing in the group stages, in the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confed. But one last statement from the press conferences where we're asking Dr. Motaung, it's also good to hear a figure like him, a founder member, one of the founder members of the PSL and also the NSL, talking against what is happening in the buying and selling of statuses.
The buying, and I think the board of governors must be within their power to try and change the situation. We always give an example with what's happening in England. I think almost all the teams in England are owned by foreigners. But they never move them, they never change the names, they never do anything. So maybe with time we need to get to that level where we tighten the screws, and also there's this thing of the fit and proper. Ensure that people who come into football are there for the right reasons.
For the right reasons, and they understand football. Because that's what Dr. Motaung is talking about. But most importantly, if you look at that deal of Amazulu, the Sokalas move out, the Zungos come in, the team remains Amazulu, it remains in Durban, everything, the tradition is still there,
We really need to get to that point. How many teams have they changed hands now? It's a lot, and each and every person who comes in there buys a club, and then they move it to wherever they come from, and they change names, and they do those kinds of things. And also, when all this are happening, nobody thinks about the fan. No one. Look at what's happening in the Free State. And I also just think that the people of the Free State also just...
I'm also mindful when I say of the model. That the model used in South Africa is different compared to what is used in other countries. And also, those other countries also have got their own challenges. But with our model, because sometimes they also say the fans talk a lot as if they are contributing.
They don't. They
are upkeeping of the club.
For this is a good example. They complain, they don't put anything to the club.
They don't put anything, but they are always here, But at the same time, if the league has got stringent measures in terms of controls, so that they know that we don't have this yo-yo type of things happening. But I think enough on that. Let's move to a very interesting topic. But before we get onto this topic, let's listen to what Coach Vela Khumalo had to say. Firstly, congratulations on our under-17. Our under-17. Playing in an under-20 tournament.
Where is Nigeria with all this?
No, this is for the region.
In the Wafu region, there is Nigeria.
Won an under-20 tournament. So I think that this tells you everything about our standards. But also within that, the star player in the tournament, star player in the team, Emile Witbooi, contributing very beautifully with the 3 assists, but then there was a happy hour moment where he was just showboating, and Coach Vela Khumalo was not really impressed. And also I caught up with a former under-20 coach as well, and now he's a FIFA talent coach in Malawi under the FIFA TDS program, Technical Development Scheme program, that is
football nowadays, globally, people are looking at us and they are saying, especially the opponents, Italy, Colombia, those teams that are going to play in the World Cup, they're watching these games, they're making their own analysis. So our boys need to be aware of what is happening in global. Media is all over the place, the game is covered, and as the game is covered, they are being analyzed. And when we do this other funny stuff that I don't want to mention now, people can see that. And yes, it's how we want to play, but normally we don't play like this when we don't over-exaggerate things.
Absolutely. I think we need to be mindful as youth developers that we are developing players for the future. We are developing players that can adapt and be flexible to play anywhere around the world. Would love to see lots of our young talents in Africa playing outside the borders of the continent. So it's always important to teach them and to coach them in a way that will always make them to be efficient and effective. We always have to help them be aware that their skills and their natural abilities are there to benefit the team, to help the team unlock opponents, to help the team create goals, to help the team score goals. So football has to be purposeful, possession has to be purposeful, skill, one against one dribbling actions have to be purposeful in order to get into final third, in order to get into another progressive step, in order to eliminate, take a shot, in order to eliminate, make a pass. Not to play possession that is just for entertaining and also make skills that are just making fun of the opposition, because that could be unsporting. So for me, it's always key, and I understood where Coach Vela, our national coach, was coming from when he's trying to encourage our boys to understand that they are being prepared for the future. And we want to see them playing in Europe as well, and maybe other continents, so that they take their careers to another level, technically, even financially as well. So it's important that we teach our kids. Remember, they are still kids. They just need to be mentored. We are the parents in the technical space. So I don't fault the players, but I just want to encourage them that we have to see football globally in another eye. Make sure that every time in skills application, in talent expression, it always have to have a purposeful objective to make sure that it's about going forward, because we see a lot of youngsters, Jobe Bellingham, whether it's Lamine Yamal, you could see that they are expressing their skills in order to penetrate and hurt the opposition teams.
You've been in this country for a very long time now.
Yeah.
Listening to the two coaches, not really happy, and you listen to them and they say, we're playing at international level now.
Yeah.
And because also, remember, we've been drawn against Qatar, Italy, and also Bolivia. Yeah. They are watching us.
Yeah.
And then they see us doing these things. What does this say to you, as someone who's played at that level?
Firstly, Coach, can you do it, Emile?
No, you cannot. At the World Cup, depends on how you contribute in that, with your skills. We have a lot of players from Brazil, South Americans, even Western region too. They do skills, but do it in a proper way. Yes. If you're winning 5-3, 4, sometimes other teams, they feel like you're disrespecting them, and it could have resulted to a big injury for the star player, I just feel like sometimes you need to respect your opponents, do these proper skills, use it to contribute for your team to score. Mm-hmm. For me, I feel like, growing up as a youngster playing for under 17, your mission is for you to play for the senior national team. Your mission is for you to go to Europe. Skills is good, but use it in the right way, but not showboating in the halfway line and trying to, make useless of the other team. You see, and it's not for me. And you can see in that situation, the other player tried to kick him. Imagine he got him and something happened. God forbid. Now what are you doing? You understand. So I just feel like sometimes you need to respect the opponent, play the game in the right way, because you are still young. You still have time to do all those skills, but use it in the right way. You are winning. Respect the opponent and play proper game.
So, I know this is a matter that you felt very strongly about in the past.
Yeah, I've always been strong. Obviously, I remember Coach Ted Dumitru. He came to the country. He worked a lot with our young players. One of the things that he did, Coach, was not to restrict African players. you have to allow African players to express themselves, but in the right way.
Yeah.
For me, for the life of me, I don't understand why a person must stand on top of the ball and start dancing.
At the halfway line.
I just
On the
don't
halfway line.
understand this thing. I mean, even if you don't lose the ball, but I just still don't understand it.
Yeah.
You know, in football, we're moving faces, we're going forward to try and score a goal.
Yeah.
You are standing there dancing and the crowd is clapping. The worst thing that can happen is that you can fall or they can dispossess you and go and score against you.
Yes.
And then you're going to look like a complete idiot, you know.
Yes.
But I want African players to express themselves. I mean, if you watch Ronaldinho, for example, or Zinedine Zidane, or those the top...
J.J. Okocha.
J.J. Okocha, he had packs of tricks with him. But we are going forward. You know, I mean, even I'm sure you remember a younger Steve Lekulea, a younger Jabupule. They had tricks, but they were eliminating players, creating advantages for themselves, and going forward. We are not saying footballers must wear work clubs, as they say in Afrikaans, and just look forward. But do play constructive. You are a team player. You are not playing alone. We don't have two balls on the field.
Yeah.
If there were two balls on the field, yes, you can give your own ball to your staff there, and then the rest of the guys play with their own ball. You know. But
especially from a very skillful player, a talented player. I mean, you look at. I mean, we're talking about someone who created all those chances. You know? So he can put his energy in something different.
Let's go more.
And become the top scorer in the tournament.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's go
get
more.
value, get something.
And a scoring player is a confident player.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if that kid has scored 10 goals in a match there? Everybody will be talking about him. You know, now everybody's talking about this nonsense that he's doing there, doing this thing, and also of disrespect the opposition. You know, I mean, when you are dominating people, you don't really have to
belittle them, you know,
to belittle them and do that kind of thing. You know, I've never been a fan of showboating, but I'm a huge fan of players expressing themselves, showcasing their talent in a right way for the benefit of the team. I watch football for a simple reason only. I want to see goals. You will never score a goal without dancing on top of the ball.
Very interesting, and I think we're talking about a player here who's already sitting on top of very good offers. There's a story we are going to put up on the African Football Connect platform, because I was talking to his former coach at School of Excellence, and they are surprised that there's reports linking Cape Town City to selling him for millions to Sundowns when they have not even paid a cent yet to them. This is something very interesting, and some people, it's interesting because now that School of Excellence is closing because those guys have got no money. You know, and here is a club, a PSL club. That is not playing ball.
Yeah, true. I mean, I think with this, for you to produce more players like this, they need to Captain City need to come to the party. They can't be talking about selling to Sundowns millions, and they haven't started where they should started. In terms of paying what they're supposed to pay the money for the players to play for the player to go to Captain City. For me, I just think School of Excellence. I mean, if really the news we're hearing is going to close.
Actually, I think when we're in the middle of this discussion, let's just hear from Coach Lifa on this very matter.
If people are celebrating a young player like Emile, we need to find out, did Cape Town City pay for his development fee?
Are you getting anything from their next sale?
They have not even paid the first amount, the development fee. So how, if they have not paid the development fee, what makes you think they will pay the solidarity?
Are you saying they have not paid anything even when he's already made his debut?
Not even a cent.
What was on the contract?
When we gave them the clearance, it went with the invoice. So if they have a clearance to register him, they saw the invoice and they can tell you what's on the invoice.
And now when you hear that they want millions for him from Sundowns?
It's an ethical business practice.
And I guess this is what has put the school into this situation because of the clubs not playing their, also not being considerate that this player has been produced here, and because and I will say this because one of the discussions I had with you recently, the kit that you are having now, when Relay made his debut for Bafana, Pirates gave you something.
Pirates, Sundowns, Kaizer Chiefs, SuperSport, Witbooi, they've been clubs in the PSL who have been consistent in paying their duties. The rest, it becomes a cat and mouse affair. Yeah, and it's a pity to see people wanting to make millions out of the players that they've never contributed a cent towards his development, you know, and not assisting teams that have played a role. It's not only us, even clubs in Kimberley that work with Emile deserve to get something out of those millions.
Are you taking this lying down, especially since there's something in black and white?
Look, with all the things, you see, with all the things that are happening now, you know, it becomes a lost cause because it becomes as if you are being personal, you know. Maybe if the School of Excellence belonged to me, I would say I would get lawyers, you know, to chase and even go as far as FIFA if it's possible.
But since there's a contract and something is in black and white, it's something that can be followed at the right time.
Well, they have it because we gave them the clearance, we gave them the invoice, and it's very clear what we asked for. They've never acknowledged, they've never responded to emails, calls, you know. So you're also dealing with that level of arrogance as well. So, you know, but I don't blame them because PSL and SAFA has enabled this behavior where a person can go on radio and claim, talk so much about Emile, but yet is engaging in unethical business practices.
I know that the discussion is not really around the issue of Cape Town City and the School of Excellence, but now because we're debating this issue and the importance of this young man, and I just felt it's surprising that some clubs, and they're always the first to complain about other teams poaching their players, but they are not playing ball. Because I know for a fact, with School of Excellence, on Relebohile Mofokeng, actually, the new kit that School of Excellence bought now, because they had been using the same kit all over these years, the new kit that they have now, they bought it through the money that Orlando Pirates paid. When Mufokeng made his debut for Bafana against Zimbabwe in the World Cup qualifier in Bloemfontein, Pirates had to pay. If Mufokeng gets sold either this window or in the next window, there's a 10% waiting for them. You know, so as you hear that he's happy that a club like Pirates, Sundowns, Chiefs, SuperSport as well, they play ball, but there's these other clubs that they're complaining about, and I think this is something unfair because we're talking about an academy that is about to close now because Transnet want to do away with it, and we have clubs in the top league that are not playing ball.
Yeah, it's very important because I mean it's one of those things that has always happened that. You know, when you buy a player, you need to give credit or you need to reward the people who found him and who developed him. It comes as a shock that you know, they are talking of selling him and they've not
for millions,
for a lot of money, because you know they pay big bucks there. Because I mean, obviously, I would also pay a lot of money for the kid because you can see that there's potential there. Pretty much like his father, the way he plays and that kind of thing. But it will be unfortunate if Cape Town City are not going to sort of look after the School of Excellence, which is where they found the boy, and that's where the boy was.
I'm saying to you, the young man, I think, has played over 5 matches now in the top league. They've not paid a cent, as you heard from Liva. They've not paid a cent.
Yeah, no, that's not right. Yeah,
you know,
that's not right.
For Relebohile Mofokeng, monies have been paid by Pirates. Even now, just for making a debut
For the national team.
for the national team.
Because those are the contracts that you sign when
Exactly.
you leave.
But these ones, as Lefa is saying there, they were sent an invoice, yet to honor anything. And people will complain.
They will complain, and I mean, I will hate to see it when they go to the courts, because ultimately, if it's an obligation that the buying club has on the team that developed the player, then they must honor that obligation. That's what must happen. And I think School of Excellence must fight for their rights. And I can tell you now, School of Excellence are not making this thing up, because they've been dealing with clubs all over the years.
Yes,
because they produce so many players.
Yes, and I feel that School of Excellence is also in this situation because in the longer version of this interview, that's why you're going to find they are in this situation because they don't have the resources, they don't have monies for the legal teams to fight these things. And also remember, School of Excellence is housing players who are coming, most of them coming from impoverished backgrounds, to be in that academy, you know. These are not people where you find that they come from the Lani areas, the suburbs, no. And so for me, I think here it's a really sad case of some clubs exploiting talent, and I dare say that some of the claims really about some of these clubs and how they are even looking after their players are being exposed here.
Yeah, no, and also, I mean, from a humanitarian point of view, it's very important that the wealthier clubs are looking after these academies, who are continuously finding talent, developing it. I mean, over the years in South Africa, how many players who became superstars came from this from the School of Excellence? And you are right to say probably School of Excellence are where they are now, in a dire situation that they are in now, because maybe over the years some of the clubs have always been cheating them, taking their players and not paying them what they are supposed to be paying them. You can imagine with the talent that they've continuously produced, surely some of the money that they've got from these clubs,
100%.
if they were getting the monies, they could have used that money to pour back into the facility. It's a sad state that the place may shut down soon. SAFA has been talking about doing technical centers across the country. That is never going to happen, as you know them. Where are we going to find the place?
The place is called SAFA Transnet School of Excellence, but there's zero contribution from SAFA.
And they are talking about that thing of theirs there in what's that thing?
Funfair. Yeah, no. I want us to move from this topic. Rulani's move to MC Alger.
Yeah, no, it's good to be here.
أنا جد سعيد بتواجدي هنا. أنا أبحث عن تحدي جديد لصنع حلمي الشناوة. شكرا لكم.
I think it's a good move for me. Top move. Algerian champions. We saw them when they came to play Orlando Pirates here. A very strong team, and I think at a time when other jobs and other positions are occupied in the North African space, it's important now that results must also follow, because I've seen clubs, especially in Algeria, they are quick to move when results are not coming. But I think for me, the confidence that they have in him, I know for a fact that this club was also trying to get Coach Pizzo, but I don't think they went far. That went far. But I think for Coach Rulani, coming from Wydad to Algeria and to a team like MC Alger, that is in the CAF Champions League, it's a good move.
Very, very, very good move. I think it's a big move for him, and he's a top coach. He's a top coach. They saw what he did. When he was at Sundance, went to Wydad too, and he did very well too. So for me, going to Algeria is one good thing for him, and he's going with some of his trusted staff. Robinson, Robinson,
Yes.
He's leaving Amazulu. He's going with with him. You know, he has his own physical trainer. You know, I mean, I think for me, you know, Rulani is always a good coach. I know him, you know, right from Sundowns, the way he played, and he improved players. So going to Algeria, because the other thing again in Algeria, the patient in North Africa, that's the only thing. I think for me, for him to sign in this team, I think there's going to be some condition, you know, at least give him more time, you know, for him to build this team. But it's going to be a big one. You know, you have almost 3 PSL former coaches that are there. Zimbabwe is there too, you know, that it was in the PSL. You have Siad there too. So it's going to be very, I think we need to watch Algerian League now because it's going to be a nice league to watch.
Yeah, because when they meet
Siad Removic, Rulani, continued.
Zimbabwe, don't take away Zimbabwe.
Joseph Zimbabwe is there. And Zimbabwe is also in the Champions League. He finished ahead of
yes, he was second,
which is Kabilia.
Yeah.
So Karisto, just a few things. I'm happy that Rulani is back in the Champions League. And you know how these things work. He will drop either Pirates or Sundowns. Watch. So can you imagine the spice that will be there if he has to go to Loftus?
If he comes here.
I hope it happens. It will give us a lot to chew on as football fans. You know, with the two teams, Rulani loves Sundowns, but also deep.
And he loves Pirates as well.
He loves Pirates. But I'm sure there will nothing he will love to beat those two teams. You know, that's the number one. Number two, I think they must give him a chance, man.
Yes.
I know it's a big club, it's a big country, North Africa, they are passionate, but give Rulani a chance.
But I think this move comes at the right time. So he's had this experience of Wydad in Morocco for the whole season.
Yeah, that's baptism.
Exactly.
He's been baptized now.
Exactly. And also even maybe on his side, with his technical team, there are some things that would have, because you make mistakes, but those mistakes become lessons.
You know.
You know, especially in an environment that you don't really understand. And you see it even in the choice of him going for an assistant coach.
What qualified?
That is coming with him, with the UEFA Pro, but also speaking the French language. You know, so the importance of that. You know, that's very important.
Yeah, it's important dynamics. You are right. With mistakes, there are lessons. You know, you can't just help but wish Rulani to do well. You know? He doesn't have the divine right. But you know, it will be nice to see him do well.
It's part of his growth as well.
Part of his growth. Coach Pito didn't do it, but you have a sense that maybe going forward into the future, Rulani can be the first African coach to go to coach in a big league in Europe. Just because of he's a student of the game. He's a coach for the now. You know, he knows current football. He knows current stuff that is happening in football. He follows, you know, Pep Guardiola and all these other modern coaches that are out there. And I wish him well. And it's not going to be easy. But you know, the Champions League is a big fish.
For the big fish,
the big fish,
it's going to be very interesting. So we're looking forward to see. And also watching more. I mean, now we have to wait. And there's money there. If people didn't really, I mean, I was just saying my boy Kaizer Motaung holidaying in Dubai now. You know, and I was like, hey, that's ching ching.
There's some nice players there.
Hey, and we expect to see also more South African players maybe moving to Algeria as well.
Must go make money. That's what you do.
That's what happens. Now, talking of moves, I want to come to the PSL Awards nominations, but before we get there, Nkota.
Shot! Rulani Mokoena could be in the end. Nkota for his second! It's a brace!
it's a dream come true. Come to a club like Etifak, playing in one of the top leagues. Etifak friends, thank you very much for the welcome and wishing you all the best for the coming season.
I mean, I was just looking at the visuals, at the pictures, him arriving at
pre-season,
yes. Efitak's pre-season in Portugal, and I was like, wow. I mean, for someone who's just played his first season in top flight football, comes from the reserve league, in the DDC of Pirates, makes an instant impression, because remember, this is one boy who scored a brace in his first game.
In Champions League.
In the Champions League. And then I'm like, okay, no. Now, this is some serious business.
For me, I just feel, credit was started from Duku, the development coach at Pirates, go to the first team coach, Roberto, that gave him chance, and he took the chance. Sometimes, you get the chance, it's left for you to take it. And he took it with both hands, player over all the competition, over 36 games, scored Champions League, I have 4 goals there, 6 assists in terms of, all his contribution. I think he has done very well. The game we can remember him, the one he scored some crackers from outside the box. I mean, during the PSL League, he did very well to, torment a lot of teams, So I just feel like it's the right time, right age, make money. That's the most important thing. And it was a good deal. For Pirates to allow a player to go but a place like Saudi, I think it's a good deal. It's good for the boy, it's good for the club, and I think he's now improved there. And there's a lot of good things that he can achieve there. European teams coming there right now. They're in Portugal pre-season. You never know what's going to happen. Some other teams, maybe you never know. You never settle down in the current team now. Other team pick him up. You never know. Football is like that. But I just think it's a good mood for him, and I'm so happy for him.
And for me, I think what also makes me happy here is that it also tells you about, sometimes we talk about the big cities, but a small town like Kimberley is really producing, because Mohau comes from Kimberley. Emile Witbooi comes from Kimberley. So this says something about the area as well.
No, definitely. And also about the club, the scout team.
Yes.
And also the significance of Champions League football.
100%.
I don't know where and how they saw him, but I'm tempted to say they probably have been seeing him in the
Champions League. Group stages, no doubt.
So it's a lesson to South African footballers to aspire to play that level. You got a chance coming almost out of nowhere. And also just to grab an opportunity when it comes. We've got a lot of players here who become petulant. Players who are not serious enough, players who do the wrong thing. He did the right things, and he was very, very good at what he does. I'm happy for him. You guys have sort of pretty much covered everything. The only thing I just want to say to the club is that look after our boy. Take him to Europe. That's it. That's the mandate I'm giving them.
You just look at the kind of people, even his captain there, just around him. You look at the quality of coaching that is going to be receiving. I mean, remember, the Saudi Pro League, that's where, you have CR7 is there now. N'Golo Kante is still there. Benzema is still there. Sadio Mane is still there. You have Mahrez is there.
Top players.
Top players in that league. So, and apparently now they've created something new, the under-21 talent. So he's been signed under that under-21 talent. So they also want to attract younger talent into that space.
Because you can see the visionaries of the league.
Yes.
You have to sustain this thing.
Yes.
You can't sustain it with the 5-year-olds.
No.
You need a crop of young players coming through.
Yes. And also, I think money-wise as well, I know it's a life-changing.
It's a good move.
It's a good
Very
move.
soon in Kimberley there will be a big house.
Exactly. We knew already coming to the end of the season that Paris was sitting on top of good offers. For Nkota, for Rulani Mokwena, and I think with Rulani Mokwena, it's just a matter of them working out the right deal.
Yeah.
You understand?
I'm sure the chairman is cooking.
Yeah. No.
Must be cooking.
Because Paris is sitting on a lot of offers for relay, but I think it's a matter of getting the right deal. But if you were to ask me, if a deal happens now and it's good money and it's a progressive league, let him go. Of
course.
But we're going to the AFCON in December. We have the World Cup qualifiers and we're qualifying for the World Cup.
No.
But
you have to play Nigeria first.
No.
You have a Nigerian team to play against.
But
no, you have to play Nigeria.
No.
You haven't qualified yet.
And the young men.
Nigeria's dreams and hopes are gonna end up inside the stadium.
We have the situation of the 3 points. And we have a game to play. There's situation.
Forget about that.
World Cup, wait for World Cup. Wait. If you have a move now, you must go.
Yeah.
You must go.
Yeah.
You mustn't talk about the World Cup.
But so what I'm trying to say when it comes to relay is that yes, we all want him to move to Europe.
Yeah.
He's 21 now?
Yeah.
And end of the season, next year he's 22, guys.
Yeah.
You know? And imagine, so for me, what I'm trying to avoid is really moving now and then struggling to get game time and then not make the AFCON squad.
Yeah, those are the considerations that must be made.
Yes.
Obviously, the Bafana coach likes him.
Yes.
I don't know if clubs normally goes to that extent of maybe saying, coach, this is the situation. How do you manage it? Because it needs very, very careful management. It's understandable. You may go to a new league.
Yes.
Let's just give a hypothetical example. He goes to a new league. After 2 months, the coach is fired. A new coach comes. He doesn't play under a new coach. It becomes a bit tricky, and then AFCON is approaching. So those are the considerations that must be made. It's a tough one. It's similar to like Mbogani's situation with the junior AFCON and Pirates in the Champions League.
Yes.
What do you do? But
if a good deal,
comes,
is there, I mean, with some reported deals, I mean, Rulani Mokoena is not the kind of a talent that can be going to Israel, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
But I'm sure about that here. That because if you look in the history of Paris and doing good deals, I mean, Foster, Monaco, Munetsi,
French League, and now he's in
EPL. So there will be that, and also playing in the CAF Champions League. So it's just the importance of finding
the right move.
The right move, and I'm happy now that also he's coached by someone who's played at the highest level.
Has contacts.
Contacts, and also in France, and also stays in France. You understand? So that's good. But what I'm trying to say is, if the move doesn't, because we are less than 3 weeks to the new season now. If the move doesn't happen now, for me, I don't think it's a train smash.
Because also you can imagine now the club that is going to go to is missed pre-season. So it's a bit of a change.
Yes.
Maybe don't rush. You can do the deal now and whatever, and agree on stuff on verbally and all those things. Then he moves after AFCON.
Imagine you go to the AFCON and then there you even excel more. And by the time you get to the AFCON, you're also in the group stages of the CAF Champions League. I just feel strongly that the boy is destined for a big move, but it must not be rushed.
Timing.
Kevin had always says it's about the timing. Your father, Kevin.
Timing is everything.
Timing is everything.
I think you have just planted something in my head now.
Yes.
Maybe also the fact that most teams are at the business end of pre-season. The considerations of AFCON. Let him stay, play Champions League, help Paris to progress in the Champions League.
And compete in the league with Sundowns.
And in the 6 months,
go to AFCON.
Let's please put on more muscle on him.
And then let's do a proper move during the next transfer window.
Exactly.
I think so.
Yeah.
You are right.
Because remember, he is going to the AFCON and also the World Cup.
No, not World Cup. No. AFCON. Start with AFCON. We have no. Nigeria is going to World Cup.
On that note, because I see people talking about the Belgian clubs and guys, if you were to just look, Paris, in fact, Sundowns buys players back from Belgium. So don't overthink this thing. You know. Let's come to the awards now. You can see there's the list of the awards there. There's 5 awards we're going to be looking at. Which one do you do? Okay, do you start at the top? Football of the season.
No, you start from the goalkeeper. You cannot
Okay.
So I need to we're just doing 4, ne? Players, player, footballer, goalkeeper, and coach.
Yes, but you start the goalkeeper first.
Yes.
Footballer was beginning.
Okay, so what do you think? Goalkeeper?
No, I mean,
let's start with footballer. What? I don't know. Which one is the main award?
Yeah,
footballer.
Yeah. You wrote a column. Here we've got Lucas Ribeiro Costa, Sundowns, Keleto Makhalwa, Kukuna United, Relebohile Mofokeng. I think for me, ideally, those that deserve it.
No, they deserve. Well deserved.
And especially about Makhalwa, you know, because he doesn't play for one of the big 3. People are not, but I like. It's good to see that the players and the coaches have been truthful.
I mean,
to the situation.
It's an individual award, you know. He contributed massively well for Sekhukhune to be where they are now. You know, so for me, I just feel like he deserves to be there.
What have you spotted about him as you guys were analyzing even his matches?
You know, when we playing against Sekhukhune, you always have one person that you need to, you know, analyze very well. You know, his set piece is very good. One-on-one in terms of taking in defenders. If you isolated him with one-on-one with your right back or your left back, he's dangerous. So I mean, for me, I think he contributed a lot. You know, assists, it was there. You know, for me, the big thing that we analyzed when we were at TSGL as a playing against Sekhukhune was his set piece. He knew how to, distribute the ball very well in terms of corner kicks. You know, in terms of free kicks. You know, he contributed a lot. The goals they score, even against Pirates, you know, towards the end of the season, you know, they go the centre back. I can't remember his name now. You can see he pinpoints, you know, the corner kick, you know, and he contributed a lot. For me, I just feel like he deserves it because he contributes a lot for where Sekhukhune is today.
So you wrote a column about a player who's not here. Ideally, I'm not really interested to discuss the names that are not here, but why are you feeling strongly about Ikram Reyners? And why are you different to the list that the coaches and the players have gone with?
Yeah, obviously the coaches choose the footballer. Player chooses their fellow professional. And I mean, I've got a lot of respect. I agree. I think Makhalwa, even though Sekhukhune didn't break into the top 3, but they were just there by a point.
Yeah, no, just that final day.
So, and you know, most of the good stuff that they did was really because of his influence.
Actually, one of the things that we're going to do now, as you're talking, we're going to put up his stats. There's some very interesting stats for his season.
Yeah, really. Also, another guy who deserved to be there, even though I felt he was not consistent enough. But you know, we know what the guy can do. You know, most of the times he was sort of the difference for Pirates. I think he scored in most of the big games. Ribeiro also, you know what he has done. I just felt, I feel sorry for Ikram Reyners, for you know, the sort of the numbers that he pulled throughout the season. He was also, you know, when you take out Ribeiro and him there, he led that attack for Sundowns because the coach preferred him rather than Shalulile or Sales and that kind of stuff. And he scored the goals. He had the assists. I think also in the culling. 4 goals and 4 games. He really pretty much helped them to get to the final. They lost in that final. I think there is also a footballing reason why, just because of the difference that he is. And if you check, some of the Ribeiro goals was because of the hard work that he has done on the edge of the box or inside the box. So,
but unfortunately, we can only have 3 players.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can have. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I respect the list.
Yes.
It's just something for a point of discussion to say. Obviously, he came close, and I feel sorry for him.
I really feel strongly about him too.
I feel sorry for him, but this is the list that we have, and we have to go with what we have.
Yeah. I guess the players have also spoken the same list, and I think that's the mutual respect there, because also the players, you don't vote for a player from your own team. And I think for me, the fact that the nominees of the players are exactly the same as the coaches, it says everything there. No debate. Who's your overall, or is it still too early?
No,
there's one winner there.
There's one winner. No, after that, Lucas Ribeiro is the footballer.
Both, ne?
Yes. Yeah, both.
Okay.
I'm not changing on that one.
No questions about it.
Ribeiro.
Coach of the season, Steve Barker, Miguel Cardoso, Jose Rivero, former Orlando Pirates coach. Now, there's always been talk of coach of the season. Would you go against someone who's won the league? But in this particular instance,
there was a season, I think 2 or 3 seasons ago, when Benny finished second, he won it.
Yes.
I disagreed then, I still disagree. Ribeiro won the league, he came through when Senong were a little bit on a, I don't want to say shaky ground.
Cardoso.
I mean Cardoso came when things were a bit shaky in a way. He has gone on to play 21 matches, lost 1 and drawn 2. He will be my pick for the coach of the season. But obviously, you can't undermine or don't say much about Rivero and Steve Barker. Steve Barker with considerably less resources.
Correct.
You know, I spoke to Thabo Molosadi. He says, "No, we're not punching above our weight. We are there." And also with Coach Barker with less resources. The distractions of the Confederations Cup, all the way to the semi-final. Still having time to come back, stretch his players, and finishing third. It's significant. It's a pity. I just feel strongly that personally, the coach who wins the league must be the coach who must be the coach of the season.
Yeah,
and
no,
also Coach
for
Rivero.
me, because for me, I don't know how you feel, but me, I can't argue against a coach who's won the league.
Yeah, there's
30 games.
There's no way. There's no argument there.
Yeah, no, and also, you know, this nonsense about resources.
No,
resources don't play football.
No.
You know,
You can have the best resources.
You can have the best players, but you must still coach them.
You must still coach them and make them work.
Exactly.
I mean, whoever coach you can tell you can have all the star players. And look at for example, national teams with Belgium. They've for a long time had the best individual players, but they've never made them work to win the World Cup.
Exactly.
So resources. I mean, also it's not Ribeiro's Cardoso's problem that the Stellenbosch can't buy all these players that they want to buy, but. We have to say that you know, special mention of Coach Rivero and also Coach Steve Barker, top coaches.
Top coaches indeed. Goalkeeper of the season. Very interesting, this one.
Over to you.
Elvis Chippers says, Ronwen Williams. There's a strong feeling that it's a strong competition for Ronwen this time around.
Yeah, because of the lesser game he plays. I think you need to play over 75%. You know, he plays 16 games, but in that 16 games he kept 11 clean sheets. So you can see that it's top. You see, he has an argument.
You use the ratio.
There's argument there. You have a chain, you know. Who, I mean, for me, for this season, he stood, you know, head and shoulder, you know, in terms of what he contributed for Orlando Pirates. You know, he did very well in terms of the league, in terms of the Champions League, you know, and everything. You know, in terms of his playing, you know, in terms as a goalkeeper, he contributed a lot. But first of all, you need to save the balls. I always say that as a goalkeeper, you need to save the ball. He did that for Pirates. You know, Chipezeze. You know, where Magesi finished, you know, he did very well. We're talking about the league. We're not talking about other tournaments, you know, we're talking about the league properly. For me, he deserved to be there because he contributed for them not to go down. But for me, if you don't give Rowan, I think Chain deserves it for me. I give Chain. For me personally, I give Chain.
You give Chain?
Yeah.
Your number one is Chain?
Number one is Chain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, this one. This one is very difficult, yeah.
The great Greg Itafia says Chain is the goalkeeper of the season. No comment.
Who am I?
You can't argue against the great, But I think since we're just here, let's quickly go to the defender of the season. Grant Kakana, I think he's got to be one of those very consistent guys. I think it's the third season in a row I see him on this list. Smisi as well. I think Smisi was also nominated. last season, and Thabo Moloisane. I'm so happy about this young man. Both of us, we've had a conversation with him. So did you ask him, by the way, about the awards?
He's holding thumbs.
He's holding thumbs, ne?
He's holding thumbs.
Let's hear from him.
Yeah.
To score more goals, personally. I think.
As a defender?
I scored 4 this past season, so I think
not bad.
Three goals and 3 assists. So I think maybe let's jump to 5 next season. Just 2 more to keep more clean sheets. And hopefully to win defender of the season. That I think I should win this season.
I deliberately left this one for the last one.
I won't, because I think I did. Sometimes, I think sometimes we don't give ourselves as much credit as we do.
Yeah.
Sometimes people might think you're being arrogant, but I think together with some of the guys in our team as well, Torre and Fawaz, but I do think that I did extremely well this season, and I have a proper shot for defender of the season.
But I think it's very interesting, because this is one young man who has been at his time, not coming through the Sundowns Academy, but not playing for Sundowns, but now is establishing himself.
Yeah, I think it also shows you the value of going out and finding these players, because they are there in the townships.
Yes.
He was scouted. He really initially didn't think that he doesn't speak so much about himself, about the talent that he has and all the stuff. But he got an opportunity, and he took that opportunity, and he's in good company there. Grant Kagana, for me, he's got a mistake here and there, but he's largely a clean player. He's got he's got timing, he's got tackles. He's not rough, he's not dirty, and he has also mastered that thing of playing from the back that they do at Sundowns. Any day for Bafana, I think he should be a starting defender ahead of.
Let me tell you something. This season, when Sesana got injured, and Sesana was playing with Nda, and SBC was sitting on the bench because of that combination. But we've seen SBC come through, becoming a leader, but also that it was very difficult to score against that Orlando Pirates team. Especially in the league. And also remember these awards are specific for the league. So I think Botlela,
He has improved, yes.
I think Botlela has improved. I've got a soft spot for Thabo as well. What are you saying?
No, Kekana won the league. He's getting defender of the season. Straight up.
No.
He won the league. No.
This is not the coach. This is not the coach.
He's a player. He played most of the game. He played most of the game. He played most of the game. He played the amount of percentage he needed. We're talking about Rowan that kept 11 clean sheets. But
But Smith also played more matches.
Yeah, they're in the same bracket, but they won the league.
But also Smith, remember, he had this thing.
Who won the league?
No, I'm saying.
Who won the league?
I'm saying.
Lesser goal score. He was there at the back. They conceded less goals, and they won the league.
I can't really argue because I also
coach.
I also rate
Coach, I was talking about Greg Agana, he cut me off. I think he knows where I was going.
Kekana, he played most of the game. He played most of the game. They concede less goals.
Okay. Let's have a free kick. Midfield of the season, Alende. Makaula, Mokwena.
I'm without thinking twice.
Makaula.
No. Tebza, man. You won the league. For you to win the league, you have to.
I really think that we've seen some very good performances from Makaula. I was very impressed with what I saw from him.
Very good
His
player.
partnership with Taranam Bata was
very good.
In fact, when he was not there, you could see that he was missing something.
Towards the end of the season.
Exactly. The young player of the season, Malubongo Koza, Relebohile Mufukeng, Nkota.
Really? Straight up. There's no debate.
If you are nominated here and you're nominated there at the top, no, you can't compete against this one.
No.
So I think
This
that's
one, straight up.
yeah.
I think really.
No, I really think that we've really had a very good edition, and this episode 19. We can't wait for episode
19,
20.
eh?
19.
Yes, episode 19. You know?
I will celebrate it next week. The Smolanyana.
You know what? I know that Jose Rampepa is coming here with his book on Coach Pizza. You know, will be. So I think it's a good time to come with something, eh?
Yeah.
What?
No, me, I don't. No.
Oh, I'll drink your glass.
Coke is good.
Coke?
Yeah, take Coke.
Yeah, me and Coach. Me not even Coke, water.
Aqua. No. On that note, we say,
Jump
Africa.